Hi, I'm John King, former United States Secretary of Education under President Obama, and now President of the Education Trust. EdTrust is an education civil rights organization that advocates on the national and state level to ensure students, particularly students of color and students from low-income backgrounds, have equitable access to a high-quality education from preschool through college. The past year and a half has been difficult for all of us, and certainly for the nation's students. While trying to keep students safe and healthy, we've disrupted their learning, bouncing them between in-person classrooms and virtual Zoom rooms. Many students have months of unfinished learning to make up for. But as you know, the effects of the pandemic on our students aren't only academic. Many students around the country have struggled having their basic needs met. Their parents lost work when businesses closed. These students felt the pains of hunger or grieved the loss of a home. Many students were disconnected from their friends, family, and loved ones. They didn't have a pod of other kids to play with. They missed out on social interaction so important for child and adolescent development. Many students have lost loved ones to the pandemic. The more than 700,000 Americans who've died from COVID-19 were parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins and siblings. Often the young people they left behind haven't been able to come together with family to mourn the loss. Beyond COVID-19, other major events have affected our kids. The murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and too many other innocent Black people sparked global protests and a national reckoning with racial justice. Violent insurrectionists waved Confederate flags while overtaking the Capitol to overturn the election. For some students, these events feel deeply personal. Will they be safe in this country? Will their parents be safe? Our students have encountered a lot. I'm deeply grateful to know you're all out there helping them get through it. I'm proud and excited to be celebrating National School Psychology Week with you and the National Association of School Psychologists. The work of school psychologists remains as crucial as ever. Schools are returning to hybrid and in-person learning this year. School psychologists will play a critical role in ensuring that students feel safe and welcome in school, that they have access to key learning supports and have their mental health needs met. You've been doing this important work often while running on fumes. I'm sure the pandemic has weighed on you personally, as it has on all of us, and there just aren't enough school psychologists to go around. As a nation, we face a critical shortage of school psychologists. NAF's recommended ratio for school psychologists to students is 1 school psychologist for every 500 students. But the national average is 1 to 1,200. And in some places, that ratio can be as high as 1 to 6,000. That's not fair to you. It's not fair to our students. It's not fair to our families. That's why we have to keep advocating for increased access to school psychologists and counselors. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the school and district leaders and administrators that work hard to create an environment that makes it possible for school psychologists to do your work. They recognize the importance of meeting students where they are, addressing their individual needs, and making learning possible. Thank you all for everything you've done during this difficult time. And thank you for all you will continue to do to support our students, to close our equity gaps, and to ensure that all young people are prepared for successful lives.